Greetings, groovy people! Welcome to the channel. This is your host, the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon. Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry. I don't know why that cracks me up so much. You know, there's so many people that I feel give themselves nicknames, so it's like, I just want to make it clear I gave myself that nickname. Anyhow, I know these videos are for adults only, so if you are underage, you shouldn't even be on YouTube, so get out of here. Get out of here. Not to be mean. Sorry. Oh man, I am incredibly stoked, y'all. Halloween is coming up. There are pumpkins. I love pumpkins, and so do our dogs, not just me and my partner, but pumpkins are out. The crossovers and projects, and yours truly has been keeping very busy. So I'm going to impart some good news, some updates, and then we're going to jump right into this week's video, Pumpkin Surprise, because the dog is coming out of, you'll see, I don't want to spoil it. But first up, after last week's struggle, and boy, was the struggle real, y'all, seriously. I finally got off my bum and had my fiance help me download iMovie. See what I did there? I didn't do anything, I just nagged him to do it. I'm awful, I'm sorry, I could have done it, but he's nice and was helping me out. But anyway, man, this editing has been smooth as silk. I am still learning the program, but I've already figured out a few little tips and tricks things that I like to do anyhow. So I am sending a massive thank you to the YouTube creator Kelly Stamps, who will never watch any of my videos, and rightfully so, they would bore her to tears, I'm sure, but for doing an iMovie tutorial and helping me, word of Wednesday, decouple from VideoPad. No extreme hate towards VideoPad. I mean, I wanted to kill the program last week, but, to be fair, it's gotten me through 2 years here on YouTube. Wow. I don't pay attention to anniversaries, so I didn't do anything special. Maybe one of these days I'll do it, but I think it's like in January anyhow, but I digress. For now, I'm going to be using iMovie, and for a while, probably. It's free, it's easy, and I'll keep VideoPad around just as a contingency plan, because you never know, shit happens, it's always good to have a backup. I think I did a video where I talked about having backups for shit. I card up here if I find it in the upper right hand corner. If I don't, this is gonna be blank. Sorry. Update on Act 3 of Dark Horse for my shop. I'm entering my final edits of Act 3. I have printed off a hard copy for myself to look through and for my partner. I had a special image that I just completed Sunday that's only going to be in the print and PDF versions. I will have a video showing you the sketch to that, but you won't get to see the final product. I don't know when that video is coming out yet, but I've got it recorded. So yeah, I shall be doing the final once and second over, and my partner's going to look it over also, so that I can go ahead and get the copyright, and of course get the PDF up for sale in my shop, link down in the description. No hard copies yet. We don't have that in the budget just yet, but it will be coming in hard copy eventually. Last update before we talk gourds. I mean, I think pumpkins are technically a fruit. I don't know. I think so, because the seeds are on the inside. It's like a zucchini or a tomato. Anyhow, God, I can't keep focused this week. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I spent much of last weekend in between video legs updating Comic Fury to have all of the currently revamped pages up and running. Oh my God, that is such a weight off my shoulders. So now Comic Furians may read Dark Horse and enjoy the new artwork. Hey, my art's still slightly subpar, but I am getting better and better, and now those early pages aren't complete and total shit, so hooray for progress. It's a little less cringy. Every day I'm getting better and better. So, I want to talk about community projects. Y'all know by now, if you watch these videos, I really enjoy keeping a full schedule and creating and participating in community projects. Primarily on Comic Fury, but I love to do things on Tapas and anywhere, you know, if I see sometimes if I see an individual creator doing something and I have the time, I like to do those kind of things too, because yay, support indie artists, support each other. But yeah, so Comic Fury is doing its Halloween crossover exchange. It's, oh God, the due date's coming up on the 22nd. I gotta get my ass in gear. I got a thumbnail, I just don't have it done. But this is my 3rd year participating, and while I am sworn to secrecy which comic that I got assigned, I am going to give you all just a little bit of a sneak peek of one of the 2 character drawings that I'm submitting. I'll probably have the other character design up a little after Halloween, but by that point it would have posted, so I'm not like completely spoiling shit. So instead of Dark Horse, I did choose to toss my hat into the ring with the Whimper in the Dark. How appropriate is that? Wind, as I like to call it, is somewhat of a Lovecraftian inspired, but mostly was inspired by my partner's macabre sense of humor regarding little stories that we'd make up together about what our dogs get up to when we're gone, and just all kinds of, like, Jack having psychic powers and defending the world from all these cosmic horrors, and it's just a little fun thing that we did. So but yeah, the art itself was inspired by Edward Gorey primarily, although I've been trying to look around and take some different inspirations from people like Casey Golden and other artists who work with ink. So, if you want to know more about those inspirations and the magnificent Edward Gorey, up in the upper right hand corner, I have an iCard where I talk more about Wind's influences, and yeah, so you can check that out if you like. But if you'd like to check out my free comics, you may do so at any of the links down below for free. Dark Horse is not safe for work. It's going to have all the tags. Whimper in the Dark, not quite as bad. It's got some mild violence, very mild cartoon violence. It's not anything hardcore, but I still don't like to send kids anywhere because I don't want to deal with angry parents. I'm just, don't want the drama. I don't do drama. So, I currently work in traditional medium, although I do use digital tones for Dark Horse. Wind is definitely more ink intensive, and paints and other things I'm eventually going to probably expand out into. But I really like the challenge that I face trying to convey motion and story predominantly through just pictures alone with minimal words. A lot like Edward Gorey, who, had text, but in many cases it's just one line or so, not like a whole bunch of text. So you really get what's going on through his pictures, or you don't, and it's just a mystery. PBS nerds will know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, I have been trying to step up my game, so to speak, with my inking techniques. And while the libraries have been closed due to COVID-19, I'm taking this opportunity to get back into rereading some of the manga ink technique books that I already own, that are mine, as well as I have it on my list to go back through Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. Some really good advice that both my English professors and art professors and an older mentor that I had, they had suggested that you reread texts of this sort that you've already read. And you can tell that I am still learning, of course, but I can't stress enough how right they are, that if you're that type of learner, think about it. We consume so much media, most of us with just one view or one read through. We're not going to catch or necessarily even remember everything that we've consumed. So, for example, I had just reread a book that I had read years ago, and there's so much that I'd forgotten. I was like, oh, I forgot that happened, or I don't remember that. And let me tell you, it wasn't like a ton of stuff, but it's like, oh, it was a nice refresher. That's why sometimes I do go back and reread stuff. Yeah, so if you happen to have some art books in your arsenal already, if you have a chance, I would give them another read through. I mean, if you're quarantined and if you happen to not be working, this would be probably a good opportunity to kind of take that suggestion and maybe practice some of the things that the book actually says, or, maybe reread it. I don't know, just a suggestion. I don't know about you all, but man, that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. Sometimes it's helpful. At least it's helpful for me. I don't know, maybe it won't mean shit to you guys. But yeah, this month has just been flying by. There's just so much to do, so many projects I've got going on, but, I've talked enough about myself, and I want to know about you. So the question of the week is, do you have any Halloween-themed projects, stories, arcs, anything, even construction paper or carving a pumpkin, anything? What kind of projects are you working on this year? Now, in real life, stories and comics and stuff aside, we do have a pumpkin that we put on our porch. I haven't carved it yet, because I like to also eat it, and if I carve it now, we won't be able to cut up parts of it to cook stuff with. And I don't like to let stuff go to waste because I'm insane, you guys. I'm totally insane. Probably take it to the extreme, but oh well, that's fine. It's me. It's only bothering me, right? Also, I like to read a scary story every year. So this year, I'm reading A Winter Haunting by Dan Simmons. He's actually from Illinois. I'm from Illinois originally, and I know a lot of the stuff he's talking about because it takes place in like the Peoria area. But it's a sequel to this book called Summer of Night, which was crazy scary, and it's kind of along the same lines as Stephen King's It. I read that book back when I was a janitor up in DeKalb. I worked at like a couple different places, like the Methodist Church and the Farm Bureau. Oh my god, those bathrooms were awful. Every place I worked, the bathrooms were awful. But anyhow, that was a horror story in and of itself, y'all. But it's scary. But yeah, I would get done working and I couldn't clock out yet, so I would huddle in the broom closet alone at like 3 or 4 a.m. reading this scary story at the sumac school, because it was like a church and a school combined, and the horror story takes place in a school in like the 60s, and I'm like, oh my god, it was so stupid. So like as soon as I was done and I could clock out, I would be rushing for the safety of my Nigel, which was my green Saturn Ion at the time, and boy do I ever miss Nigel, you guys. I miss Saturns in general, but you know, Mariska's groovy, she's cool, I got nothing against her, and yes, I do name my cars, and no, I am not a weirdo for doing that. BB King can name his guitar, so why can't I have Shocking Blue Mariska, my new car, huh? Well, newer car. But anyhow, wow, that took a really strange turn. Anyway, like what I do, want to donate or become a patron, subscribe star, links, all that crap, it's down in the description. I appreciate it. I love you if you do it. I like to do this anyhow, but if you feel like throwing Dosh my way, that's cool. Description down below. Want to buy Dark Horse as a hard copy or a PDF? Guess where I put my shop link? Down in the description. Boom, that's where you'll find it. Anyhow, keep safe, folks. We got Q&A coming up next week or so. So yeah, peace and love, fare you well, and until next week, keep on trucking.